everybody, it's Sarah with Loaves and Dishes, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make vegan bacon with pink oyster mushrooms. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Hey everybody, so this video is going to be just a little bit different than our normal video where it's just, I'm about to drop my phone, where it's just hands and pans. So this week, my husband and I went to the farmer's market and we bought some sort of unique mushrooms. They're a little bit more unique as in you probably can't get them from your local grocery store. And we were lucky enough that we have a pretty large farmer's market that's near our house. And we also have, there's an Asian market not too far from our house that sells similar mushrooms. So, we bought these mushrooms, and I bought them specifically because in a couple of weeks, some friends of mine are going to be staying with us for a night, and one of my specific friends doesn't eat meat, and so I wanted to try these mushrooms because when we were at the farmer's market, the man who was selling them said that the one mushroom, Goose picked now to start drinking water. The man at the farmer's market said that this pink oyster mushroom is considered to be a vegan bacon replacement. And that intrigued me because something you guys probably don't know about me, which you might if you listen to the podcast. Being vegetarian or vegan is something that has been kind of a goal of mine for a really long time. I love animals and I enjoy eating meat, but I feel guilty a lot of times when I do. And I think that being vegan is something that, or being vegetarian is something that could work for me. The only problem is, and this is a big problem, is that I'm kind of a picky eater. And vegetables have always been a touchy subject for me. So, and you would really know that if you listen to the podcast. Anyways, so we bought these mushrooms on a whim, and I thought, well, I have to try it. And I knew that it wasn't going to be exactly like bacon, and it's not, but they are very good. I would highly recommend these. And I don't know about where you all live, but where I'm at right now, a pack of bacon, a decent pack, like a good brand, is like $5, and these mushrooms were $6. So, I mean, it's obviously not the same amount as a pack of bacon, but it was very good. And it was a mushroom, so it was kind of healthier, maybe. I don't know. You know, you eat what you want. Anyways, so I made this video and I thought that I would share it with you all because, not necessarily because I think everybody should go out and buy these pink oyster mushrooms, but because I wanted to show you all how easy it is to experiment in your kitchen, and when you're making things. So if you have been considering buying some sort of something that you've never bought before and you've never cooked with before, this is what I did for this video. I got out my phone and I pulled up YouTube. And I found another video where someone was talking about these mushrooms and they showed how they cooked them and what they marinated them in. And I thought, okay, yeah, I'm going to try that. So I did that, and I kind of did my own variation of it because he used some things that I didn't have, and I used some things that he didn't use in his videos. So yeah, and I just wanted to share with you all how easy it is to experiment and try new things. Anyways, so this is how to make pink oyster mushrooms into a bacon substitute. It wasn't exactly like bacon, and it wasn't perfect, and there are some things that I would do differently, but it was very good, and I really enjoyed it, and I will be buying them again to make some more. I think it would be great on a sandwich, or on a breakfast sandwich especially. So anyways, so let's get into the video, and yeah. The first thing that I am doing is I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to cut this apart. and I started to go after it with my knife, but then I was like, it's kind of spongy and soft, and I realized that I could just kind of rip the segments off. And since I was making this into a bacon substitute, it made sense to have these kind of flat little segments. So that is how I took this mushroom apart. I gave it a good look over before I started taking it apart, and I'm checking all of the individual, I'm going to call them like petals. That's what they felt like. All these individual petals for dirt and that sort of thing. And I didn't see any. But I did give it a good rinse before I put it in the pan. So, and to do that, I just sort of put those in a bowl. I submerged them in some water, and then I patted them dry really well, which I did not record myself doing, but when I make any more mushroom videos, I'll do some detailed information on how to clean them. But you want to make sure that you're really cleaning your vegetables and that sort of thing, just because this specific mushroom looked really clean, but just because it looks clean doesn't necessarily mean that it is. There could be debris or bugs or really anything trapped in there. So now I'm gonna put together my marinade. And so I did some soy sauce. I did about a tablespoon. Since I was just testing this recipe, I didn't measure anything, but that's roughly a tablespoon of soy sauce. And then I added some, I wish that I had real maple syrup, but this is just like regular pancake syrup. I added that. You want just a little bit of that. It was about 1/4 teaspoon. And then I did 2 drops of liquid smoke, and I wish that I had just done 1. Liquid smoke is super potent, so be careful with it. And then I added some seasonings. I added some paprika, which I accidentally dumped a little too much in. And then that was way too much. And then I added some onion and garlic powder, which I also did too much of. So if I had to do it over again, I would do more soy sauce and a little bit less of those and real maple syrup. And I would also add some fresh cracked black pepper as well. But you want to mix that up really well, and I just used a fork to get in there and mix it up really good. And then you're going to set that aside. So, and then I got my pan ready, and I put a tablespoon of butter in the pan. And if you wanted to truly make these vegan, you could use a butter substitute. And then I put my mushrooms in the pan in a single layer. So when you're cooking mushrooms, it's super important that you don't crowd the pan, meaning don't put all of the little mushroom petals in all at once, because mushrooms, they release a lot of water, and it will take longer to cook. They won't taste as good. They'll be soggy, that kind of thing. So, and it's better to do, especially when you're experimenting like this as well, it's better to do things in small batches, so I did this first small batch, and then I changed a few things when I did my second batch. So, now I'm just taking that marinade with my basting brush, and I'm just painting a little bit on the little mushroom petals. I'm trying to get a generous amount on each one while they're in the pan sizzling away. And then once I got them all kind of covered, not completely covered, but once they were all kind of covered, I just left them alone for a few minutes, and then I flipped them. Here I am flipping them. And then I'm going to baste the other side as well. I added a little bit more butter just because my butter had been completely absorbed, and I'm putting a little bit more of the marinade on my mushroom pieces. And I'm just letting them cook until I feel like they're starting to get crispy. That's what I was going for, is I like really crispy bacon, so I was trying to recreate that texture. I didn't quite get there, so I would cook them a little bit longer. And I also think that if I had used real maple syrup and if I had used a little bit more, it would have helped, because the sugar would have caramelized a little bit on the outside and would have given it a better crunch. So once they got done cooking, and they only cooked for about 5 minutes, maybe 5 to 7 minutes. Once they got done, I removed them from the pan and I just put them on a paper towel to kind of get rid of any of the excess butter, that kind of thing. And that was pretty much it. And then my husband and I snacked on them, and we talked about what we liked and what we didn't like. There were way more likes than there were dislikes. We mutually agreed that they would be better if they were slightly crispier. And like I said, I think having a little bit more of the sugar would help that. So anyways, here we are snacking on them. I, was picking them up and feeling them, and I forgot to put a little salt on them. And so anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it inspired you to try some different things in your kitchen at home. Try something new. If you want to see more recipes like these, be sure to check out loavesandishes.com. If you want to hear more from myself and my mom, we do have a podcast. It's called Dorks with Sporks. You can find it wherever you listen to podcasts. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. We put out videos 3 times a week. Click that bell icon to be notified when we upload. And that's it. Thanks for watching.